Hi, what's up? My hair's a mess, I get it. So, today and tomorrow are the sacrifice that Aaron made for Wednesday. He's been at work since like 8, and I'm going to meet him for lunch. Last night he got off at 10 and had to be at work by 8, and and it was taco night, so that was a big deal. So we weren't gonna adjourn taco night because of that. So we're heading down to Subway now, and I will continue to vlog later. So I did have to tell Aaron when I saw him for Subway for lunch, bless your heart and sweetness and all that stuff for making the coffee this morning, but it was water. So, and I always have extra coffee on a Friday, so when I get back home, we're gonna have a little discussion, you and I. Still gonna maintain spoiler free, but I'm pretty much I have something serious to talk about for the Star Trek universe. Okay, I'm back home. I got the coffee. We're gonna have a discussion about the Mirror Universe from the original series, Deep Space Nine, and Enterprise. If you are not a Trekkie and only go to watch the movies because either someone makes you go watch them or you're just watching it because it's a summer blockbuster, yada, in all the incarnations, and you watch it because it's on television, that's something, this isn't necessarily for you. You can complain about stuff all you want. But if you're a Trekkie that's relatively vested in any single one of the TV series that I mentioned, the original series, Deep Space Nine, or Enterprise, then you need to kind of listen here. Because this is going to maintain spoiler-free, as I stated in my previous vlogs, but the Mirror Universe that everyone knows, with Spock with the goatee, that was the original series. And everyone was kind of used to the fact, oh, the Mirror Universe, that's really cool, that's really awesome. There's a whole thing where everyone's gone bonkers crazy. Well, and the original series people are like, wow, that's really cool, and they love the idea of the Mirror Universe. If you're really into Deep Space Nine, like my roommate is, then you've got these characters. And in Enterprise, I can only find the pictures of this character, and those are their Mirror Universe counterparts. Like I said, if you know anything about those characters or those series, you know who I'm talking about, and the Mirror Universe. The Mirror Universe we've seen in those episodes spawned from one singular event. Zefram Cochrane, instead of shaking hands with the Vulcans when they landed at first contact, shot them. He then boarded their ship, raided it, and took it off and started conquering the galaxy with it, even though it was a science ship. Yada yada. That's how the Terran Empire started. And that was shown in an Enterprise episode. And everything sort of diverged from that point. That was a single point. Now, why would he have shot them instead? We saw it in First Contact, he did a handshake, right? Well, it's because the Enterprise wasn't there. The Enterprise E was not in orbit. The Enterprise D, or Enterprise E crew, Riker, Picard, Troy, Data, yada yada, the Next Generation crew, was not there. The Borg did not go back in time to try to assimilate Earth in the past. That's why. Because then the Enterprise wasn't there, and the crew that had the higher morals from the future imparted a little bit onto Zefram Cochrane, so the Mirror Universe exists because of the Borg. And that's a paradox in and of itself. We can get that into a later vlog. Today, what I'm talking about is, like I said, the Borg started the Mirror Universe. To an extent, you could go back, and like I said, it's a paradox. Well, you're all okay with that Mirror Universe. It's fine. You watch Deep Space Nine, you're like, oh, they went to the Mirror Universe. Oh, it's Intendant Kira. Oh, it's Smiley. And if you're really into Enterprise, or you think it's still a valid series, which it is, then that's okay. But let's just say with the 2009 film, people are like, oh, I don't like how JJ screwed up the universe. Why? You're okay with the Mirror Universe, you're okay with the Prime Universe, what's wrong with a third one? What happened there? Well, the Prime Universe was going on by its normal self, except that there was a time jump that happened, Star Trek First Contact, and an alien species went back and started screwing with time. The Romulans. Specifically, Nero. And so things go really, really weird. And if you think about this, in the 2009 film, the Kelvin was actually on track. We had technology akin to the Kelvin. It looked a little different, but, you know, artistic license, yada yada. But everything was going towards normal with the Kelvin. But when they scanned the Narada, they got information. They then pulled that off on the shuttles, and when they escaped, because the Narada left them be. They didn't kill all the crew, obviously. So they then took the thing that they knew and they started making better ships because they had future knowledge. So you could basically say that nature caused the Hobus star to go supernova, which it would have anyways. It's probably doing it in the mirror universe because supernovas transcend human time. So, you know, and whatnot. So I'd like to see a little bit of a canon thing. What's happening with the mirror universe for the Hobus star? But that's what happened. A time jump happened, created an alternate timeline, which is all the mirror universe is. It's just an alternate timeline where one thing went, it made things go kilter, you know, but it was because future interaction. So if you're okay with the mirror universe in the series, with Spock with a goatee, and Smiley, and Intendant Kira, and Evil Phlox, and the Tholians, and the USS Defiant, all that happy jazz. If you're okay with that, don't complain about the JJ verse that you want to call it. At any time. Because if you're okay with that, you should be okay with this. And if you're not okay with this, then you've got to seriously get some moral kilters going. That's pretty much what I have to say. And that's effectively proof right there for me. I know I'm a diehard Trekkie. I was the most dressed up person at the premiere I went to the midnight Thursday release, but it was 9 o'clock here on the West Coast. Yada yada. You know, I saw it the first time anybody in America was able to see it, other than private screenings and critics and stuff. Anyways, so that's that. I'm okay with the universe from the 2009 film and this current one, because it, you know, with the whole Spock and Uhura thing that we saw from the first movie. Why is that weird? It's a mirror universe. The Klingons and the Cardassians had an alliance in the mirror universe. You know? And just, it's like, if you're gonna, I can't say this again without sounding redundant, but that's my thing. Talk below if you, for some reason, are still being mired in the mud about this. And you're just like, no, I'm not gonna do that. So I will sign this off here. I wish you all a good weekend. And for those who are watching this before you go to the film, okay. I probably won't have this edited together and whatnot. But anyways, so yeah. You have a fun weekend. Watch the movie. If you see this before you see the movie, say Saturday or Sunday, keep this in mind. And I will catch you all on Monday for hopefully is going to be a fun weekend. Bye!